York or sitting here anywhere in the United States, our access to reliable capital is unparalleled across the world. And when you're dealing with, I mean, obviously Venezuela is the outlier, but there are places. I mean, Eric shared with me a chart that showed pretty consistently that over the last couple of decades, there's been at least one country that's had a minimum of 50% inflation every year. Traditionally 100%, and Venezuela is now looking at closer to 1,000,000% of it. The point is there is a need at some point in the world, in some country or multiple countries, to be able to get into fiat. And in those countries,
Jason, that's a fabulous point. That is a good use case that won't go away with better pipes. There'll never be pipes from Venezuelan crypto exchanges into US dollars directly. They'll have to go through a stable coin. So that's a good use for a stable value coin. However, we all know that the fiat system is broken. That's why we love crypto. So like over long periods of time, the purchasing power of a stable value coin, you can get tied to the euro or the dollar. The chart goes the opposite of the way we want. It goes from the top left to the bottom right.
Yeah. So, if you want maybe a different way to think about what a healthy future might be for what we want a stablecoin concept to be, you got to change the orientation of where you peg it. You can't peg it to an existing asset, I don't think. I think the stability is going to arise due to the ecosystem in which that stablecoin exists. If you have an ecosystem where the holders can digitally self-govern and create those digital self-governance rules, that to me is what a true blockchain-powered stablecoin looks like.
Well, that's what we
want out there that I see trying to do that right now.
Also, I'd like to say that, the idea of a stablecoin is just that, to provide stability. But now with Tether releasing that they're basically providing IOUs to themselves, now they're using fractional reserve banking.
Yeah.
Isn't necessarily illegal, but now they're exactly what the broken system is. They're a fractional reserve bank. Also, I see it, not looking good upon them because they basically maintained that they weren't a fractional reserve bank, and now they're saying that all this time they were a fractional reserve bank. So these aren't good points for the stablecoin industry, where
my value prop.
So Tether was faking it till they made it. Wait, John, but before you go on, let me Paxos, though, what I like about Paxos is they're not just fiat, they're also gold, they're also other types of commodities, they're a blend of it. So I think Paxos recognized, and I know for a fact because of conversations that I had with the CEO back in 2012, maybe 2011 even, where he's just blasting the financial sector, and that's how they made all their money, was initially off of the first financial collapse, the guys behind Paxos. So they thought that the system was broken to begin with. So as opposed to pegging it to the dollar, they tried to find the most stable assets, a collection of them around the world, and that's how they're pegging it. So I think that they're different, and they're addressing the concern that you guys are having, but they're trying to get more of a stable global value of wealth and of worth, rather than
this is where I think the divergence needs to happen. Rather than pegging it to a collection of things or a single thing or whatever it is. I mean, Paxos has a basket, and they reorganize the basket depending on how they think that it best reflects some element of stability. I don't agree with that. It works probably now, and it will probably take them, to wherever they want to go to some level. But stablecoins need to have the ability, right, to grow. I know it's called stable, but it needs to grow. It needs to have some level of ability through whatever self-governance rules it has to be able to grow alongside with an economy that we're trying to keep on booming in a new blockchain-powered way, So I don't.
Let me interject, because this is exactly what the guys at NDAU are talking to us about. And I love Paxos because Paxos is a Notre Dame project, and so I have a special place in my heart for Paxos.
The guys behind Paxos are incredibly, incredibly intelligent, incredibly thorough, incredibly connected. This is the highest level of execution and understanding that I've come across.
Oh, no doubt on skill level on the team. But John, I think NDAU is a good example because I think that their approach to creating this digital self-governance amongst the holders is really what might set them apart, as they start to take off.
Well, then I'm going to go to NDAU's page here. Has everyone on the call been following what we're doing with NDAU?
I could use a 30-second summary.
So NDAU is a firm that we're watching that's got a concept for a new type of stable value coin that's going to have an endowment that basically has a monetary policy attached to their stable value coin to help create additional stability. And they're going to be approaching.
Who comes up with the framework of?
It's NDAU.io, John.
Sorry, thank
you. Is there some type of voting for how the endowment will be used? Or
there's a policy council. As a matter of fact, and they're having elections. And I put my hat in the ring for a seat on the Blockchain Policy Council. So fingers crossed. But
yeah, if you go to the ecosystem section, that will give you a good overview.
Where is that section?
Right at the top.
Buoyant, the ecosystem. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that stablecoins are going to become less fun when the cryptocurrency market's generally rising and the fiat market is generally falling. And this has what they're saying, what they call it, a buoyant, like a natural buoyancy, because purchases and some I don't know. Jahan, can you explain it better than me?
Yeah, I mean, it has monetary policy built into the rules, and it sits on top of an endowment, and those rules are crafted by the stakeholders and by the policy council. So it creates incentivization to hold during downtimes. And
it's not for profit here. Which is
right.
Hugely important versus a lot of these stable coin companies, which are just we meet the new boss, same as the old boss. To your point, Eric, they're doing fractional reserve banking.
Right.